Okay, so today I'm going to be making a guide on the MC businesses, the best way to use them and the quickest way to generate the most money from them. So in total there are 5 businesses. There's document forgery, weed, counterfeit cash, methamphetamines and cocaine. I'm not going to be including document forgery because document forgery barely produces any profit, and that's probably why I don't see many people using it. So we're just going to be focusing on the other businesses today. First of all, to start buying MC businesses, you first need to buy a clubhouse. And to do that, you simply go online. So you get your phone out, go to the internet, and you go to Money and Services, then you go to Foreclosures Maze Bank, enter site, and you'll see that clubhouses are displayed by these little red and white house symbols on the map. Now, compared to most other properties, these are actually really cheap because most things on this map probably cost something like 1 million, 2 million, or even 3 million. But these, most of them don't even cost half a million. I think the cheapest is probably something like 200 grand. My one's the one that's just in Sandy Shores. The Palito Bay ones I wouldn't really recommend as they're sort of quite far up. Sandy Shores is pretty good. I think mine was probably something like 300k. So these are really cheap. And once you purchase these, then you can start purchasing MC businesses. Okay, so this is the clubhouse that I own. So if we head inside, there's a computer inside, and that's where you can start purchasing the MC businesses from. So just before we get to the businesses, when you head inside, there's this little back room, and you'll notice there's a few posters on the wall. These represent missions you can do as an MC president, and they don't pay that well. They're okay, but they're not really the best for making money, and we're not really going to be focusing on those. But I'm just letting you know that they're there just in case you weren't aware, because some people don't know about these. But anyway, let's just get straight onto the businesses. So if you come over to this laptop here, this is where you can buy your businesses from. Here are the ones that I own, and obviously if you click on buy businesses, this is where you can buy yours from. And also down the left hand side, you can sort it into categories, so you can go to weed, counterfeit cash, cocaine, whatever it is you want to buy. And they are quite expensive, so if you are tight on cash, I would recommend going for a cheaper one. Maybe not the Palito Bay one, because that's right up the top of the map. The ones in Sandy Shores, which are the ones that I own, and most other people tend to own these as well, are probably the best location to buy your businesses. But anyway, now that you know how and where to buy your businesses from, we're going to move on to how the businesses work. So with each business, you'll notice there's a bar that says stock level and a bar that says supply level. Now the supply level is simply raw materials that you've brought back to your business. And when that bar is full, you can't bring back any more. And over time, the supplies will be turned into stock, and that's what you can sell from your businesses. So when you buy a business, if you come inside, you'll see there's a green laptop, and this is how you manage your business. When you log in, the first thing you're going to want to do is set up your business. Where it says resupply, on your screen it will say set up because you haven't got supplies yet. And it will send you to a truck or a car, you just drive that back to the business, and there you've got supplies. Once you've done that, you'll have the option to buy supplies or steal supplies. Now you might be thinking, why on earth would I buy supplies for 75 grand when I can just steal them? But the thing is, both have their advantages and disadvantages. When you steal supplies, sure, you do get them for free, but you only get a little bit of supplies, and it won't fill the supply bar up all the way. You'll have to resupply probably about 3 or 4 times by stealing supplies in order to completely fill up the supplies bar. Whereas with buying supplies, it does cost you money, but it fills the supply bar up instantly, so you haven't got to waste your time doing constant resupply missions and going back and forth. And if you've got other businesses, buying supplies is perfect because yes, it does cost you money, but think about it like this. You could buy supplies for your business, which is 75k, and then you can go and source a top range car and sell it for 80k. So you make your money back, and it takes you much less time than it would to steal the supplies. However, if you only own, let's say, 1 or 2 MC businesses, you'd probably be better off to steal supplies because it won't take you that long as you've only got 2 to fill up, and if you don't have any other businesses, you haven't got any other way of making money, so you'd be better off to steal supplies. It all depends on how many businesses you own and whether you're prepared to put in all the time to steal supplies. And if you can't be bothered to do that, then I guess it's better to buy supplies. You will make slightly less money because you paid for it, but it will take you less time overall. So it's all down to personal preference really, whatever works best for you. Okay, so when you steal supplies, you'll be put on a mission to go and retrieve them. Usually you'll have to go and shoot a bunch of enemies and then take the supplies from them. Now, when you steal supplies, you'll either get a vehicle, which the supplies come in, that you drive back to the business, or you'll get a package, which you pick up and you can deliver that back on your own vehicle. Now, in this instance, the supply spawned in a vehicle. So usually what you have to do is there'll be a bunch of enemies surrounding it. You just kill the enemies and take the vehicle and deliver it back to the business. So with a vehicle, you'll get 2 bars out of 5 for your supplies, as you can see in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen there. Okay, so now we're going to steal supplies again for another business, and this time it didn't spawn in the vehicle, it spawned in a little package. And usually it will be surrounded by enemies, so you just have to shoot your way through them. And as you can see, there's the package. And the good thing about this is at least you don't have to drive it back in a slow vehicle. You can just get on your own vehicle and deliver it straight back to the business. Now, when you deliver a package of supplies to the business, usually you get 1 bar out of 5 supplies. But here, we didn't even get 1. We literally got half a bar of supplies. So you can see how annoying it might be if you resupply your businesses and you keep getting packages, because you'd have to go back and forth, and it can just take ages. Which is why, personally, I like buying supplies. But as I said, it's personal preference, and if you like stealing supplies, then feel free to do that. Okay, so when you buy supplies, you just click buy and then confirm, and then within about 10 to 15 minutes, a full batch of supplies will arrive at your business. So here we are returning to the business about 10 to 15 minutes later, and as you can see, by buying supplies, I've now got a full bar of supplies at the bottom. So, how much stock does a full bar of supplies produce? Well, it actually varies with each business. So when we log on, we can see that each business has a different level of stock. And just remember that I won't be covering document forgery, we'll be focusing on the other businesses. So with the weed farm, a full bar of supplies will give you roughly 3/5 of stock level. And with the counterfeit cash, a full bar of supplies gives you half of the stock level. And with meth and cocaine, a full bar of supplies produces roughly 2/5 of the stock level. Now with each business, it takes about roughly 2.5 hours for a full supplies bar to be produced into stock. And I will say now that my business has full upgrades, meaning that the overall value of my stock is higher and it takes less time to produce. So if you don't have upgrades, it will take you slightly longer to produce stock and it'll be valued at slightly less. So let's talk about business upgrades. So when you upgrade your business, there's 3 things you can upgrade: security, staff and equipment. Now the best upgrades are staff and equipment upgrade, because that speeds up the rate of production and makes your product at a slightly higher value. So whenever you've got the money to afford these upgrades, definitely buy them because they are worth it. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the maximum profit you can make with each business. Okay, so first we're going to start off with weed, and the maximum profit you can make from that is 252k if you sell it to Los Santos as opposed to Blaine County. Always go with the more expensive option because you might have to travel slightly further, but you get 50% extra, so always go with that. And with counterfeit cash, you can make a maximum profit of 294k if you sell to Los Santos. With meth, the maximum profit you can make is 357k. And finally, with cocaine, the maximum profit you can make is 420k. And this is the most profitable MC business. And if you add all those figures together, you get 1,323,000. And that's it. That's pretty much everything. That's how to do MC businesses. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, then feel free to drop a like. If you're new to my channel and enjoy my content, consider subscribing. And I'll see you next time.